always have to keep going to another level. So I stand on the shoulders of my successes and my trophies, but I don't sleep in the trophy room.
No sleep.
What up, what up? My name is Los Antonio. Welcome back to No Sleeping in the Trophy Room, the conversation fueled by motivation, experience, and truth. And I'm extremely excited to be joined by my guest tonight. Listen, the truth is I've been coming out to LA for over a decade, and there's one name you can't escape when you're listening to the radio out here. She's putting it down for Latinos. She's putting it down for the ladies all over the globe. I'm talking about the one, the only, DJ Carisma.
Hey, thank you.
Carisma, thank you so much for taking the time to join us right here on No Sleeping in the Trophy Room. It means the world to us.
I'm excited. Yes, let's do this.
So, Carisma, there's so many places we could start, but I want to start where it all started for you. Let's rewind to Santa Ana, California.
Oh, okay.
Talk to me about what it's like coming up there and some of the values, and some of the lessons you learned early in life there.
Yeah, it was interesting. Definitely more Latin culture in Santa Ana for sure. Growing up, a lot of gangs, a lot of cholos, cholas, a lot of the lowrider culture, a lot of the, definitely was raised in that culture. It's funny that we prayed before this because I actually started DJing in church. That's how I got my start doing local church stuff and local kid events and things like that. So that's how I got started in the city of Santa Ana.
Right.
And just worked my way up, I saw what was going on, me being a girl. I'm glad I was a girl because I always thought to myself, if I was a boy, I probably would have been in the gangs.
Right.
For sure, because it was just all around me, especially junior high. When junior high hit, it was crazy. So I'm glad I was a female and I just knew I had purpose. So I wanted to kind of make it out in a way, you know what I mean?
Right.
I always told myself I necessarily wouldn't raise my kids there because at the time it was, it was crazy.
Right.
Yeah, so I did it, I used that as fuel, you know what I mean? And I built myself up so I could give back. So now I'm always there though. I'm always giving back, doing events, things like that. So shout out to Santa Ana.
Yeah, big shout out to Santa Ana. So in your household, did you grow up, was arts, music, that whole vibe, was that present when you were growing up?
Yeah, I mean, my dad was pretty creative. He was someone who could just pick up a guitar and start playing it,
nice.
Things like that. Always singing with me, and I was always singing. And my mom was into entertainment. She was a dancer, hula dancer. She did She was really into the Hawaiian culture for some reason.
Right.
We grew up around a lot of Samoans and Islanders too, around the neighborhoods of Garden Grove that surround Santa Ana. So shout out to them. So she was really into that culture, and she used to actually go out and do shows. So that's how I think where I got that from, you know what I mean? From my mama. So shout out to moms.
So the first introduction to entertainment was through your mother.
Yes, definitely.
That's
I
amazing.
used to hook up her sound system when I was 8.
So you were DJing when you were 8 years old?
Wasn't DJing. I learned how to hook up equipment, and I learned how to hook up car stereos really young. It was
There you go. No, that's dope.
all kinds of anything with sound and tech. I was really into it.
Right. So what did that mean to you? When you're watching, your parents be creative, your parents working, you're going out with your mother while she's working. How did that affect your hustle? How did that inspire you?
Oh, they both worked really hard. My mom is a super hard worker. So is my dad. So they just gave me that hustle mentality.
Right.
Always pushed me, always supported me, never doubted me in anything, never questioned me. They were really supportive. So
that's amazing.
It gave me this drive.
Right. And especially, with Latino parents, sometimes when you do something that's a little unorthodox, it's a little hard to receive the support.
Yeah, they definitely didn't understand. My mom was like, "What do you do? You really make a living off of DJing?"
Right.
It's crazy. But yeah, and her father, my grandpa, he was always stand up type of guy. Stand up, never sit down. Stand up, get it together. Go out there and get it. And he was super supportive of me and always proud of me. So
man, that's amazing.
Grandpa too.
So let's get right into your early DJ inspirations. Who were some of the first people that you saw on the turntables that made you even want to go in that direction?
I mean, easily Spinderella for the ladies. You know what I mean? Big influence, part of Salt and Pepper. Jazzy Jeff is one of the greatest to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And just being around LA, once I really started getting into the scene, the B-boy era was so big. And I remember I used to go to this record store called Stax Records, and I would see the legendary Beat Junkies, and I would just be a little girl in the back, just go there to watch the battles. And this was all vinyl. Wow. This was
Yeah.
So it was crazy. It was fun. It's all the just hip hop.
Yeah. And
That's experience hip hop.
That's super authentic. When you talk about vinyl and, you know, this is pre-internet, obviously. So, you know, to actually pull up, be there, see it.
Yes, see them
yourself.
battle live. It was crazy. So shout out to the Beat Junkie. Shout out to Mr. Chalk, Jazzy Jeff. Like these are all guys that really influenced me. So.
Yeah. Talk to me a bit about your time in Minneapolis. So you got your skill set. And you took it to Minneapolis.
Yeah,
Talk
when
to
I
me
was
about that.
17, man, I went to college. I was like, I'm gonna go to radio school.
Right.
I'm gonna go to Minnesota because I just want to get out of Cali. I want to experience life, you know. So I did it. I went out there for 1 year and just it was great for me. You know what I mean? I got to see outside of California. So took radio school, and that's when I was like, maybe radio, maybe personality isn't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, I'm gonna really get focused on DJing. So when I came back, I bought turntables, and that's when it really all started.
Right. Man, so you went out there to go to school for
Radio broadcasting. Yeah.
man, that's really cool. And you realized what you didn't want to do when
Yeah.
you went out there.
At the time, you know,
Right.
I figured I would focus on DJing. I didn't know that one day I could really bring it all back together.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
I did that when I got hired in radio finally. I was like, okay, we can do this.
Yeah. So what was your hustle while you were in school? Like what was because you know every student needs to eat. You know, it costs money to eat, it costs money to live.
My first job ever was selling kicks, you know what I'm saying? I did
Yeah.
it for like 8 years, sold shoes at the Athlete's Foot,
That's dope.
you know? And then also I would work 2-3 jobs. I always worked the night shift at Ralph's, did insurance. I always had 2-3 jobs. I never had one job.
Right.
And then on the weekends I would DJ and just
Hustling.
got my skill up and got my, you know,
Yeah.
my name out there slowly, surely. It took years.
No, that's
It took a
amazing
long
though,
time.
because you know you're hustling, you're reinvesting what you're making into your passion,
All of it.
and that really leads me to my next point. So you know they say practice doesn't make perfect, but practice makes permanence. You know we're permanently trying to be in our craft, permanently trying to be in our in our lane. So you know how important is it for you to pursue your vision and your dreams relentlessly?
Oh,
what I'm
it's
saying?
super important, you know, and that's a special gift that I guess not all people are blessed with. So I thank God for that gift of me wanting to be so hungry and really being able to attack goals, because that's the hard thing. A lot of people have ideas, but being able to execute and then really focus and attack your goals, like that's the hard thing to push yourself through. So I really thank God for that, for being able to push through and just go for it.
Yeah.
I just had this passion. I don't know where, you know, I just don't know. I just go for it. Whenever I get an idea or something, I'm super like, okay, this is the next step, the next step, the next step.
Right, and you you know you released the album, you know, so it's really amazing to see that that the growth from coming to the set, becoming the DJ, elevating and really just taking it to the next level. Can you talk a little bit about?
If you would have told the little 15-year-old hip hop head in me that I would put out an album like DJ Clue one day, like I would have been like, no way.
Yeah.
Working with Chris Brown, having a song with Chris Brown and things like that, like I would have never thought that was reachable for a little Mexican girl from Santa Ana.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not for real. So just on that topic, was there a certain moment that you realized that that this could be attainable? That you were like, wow, I could actually make a profession out of this. This is more than just DJing on the weekends, and this is something I want to pursue full time.
Yeah, I think once I finally got on the street team in radio, I finally got accepted in LA. Because, Santa is on. So once I finally broke through in LA, I was like, yeah, this could happen. And that's when I quit all my day jobs, quit everything, and I just went for it.
So what did that, I mean, you mentioned a word right there that people out here might not really know, street team, you know what I mean? It's so digital right now,
Right? You can't even go outside no more. Yeesh.
But like, what did that moment with the street team, I interned at Bad Boy for about a year and a half for about $20 a week. Really just focused on like my passion. I knew there was something on the other side,
right?
But like, I'm sure you could relate to that. So,
definitely.
So like, what did your street team
exactly what
teach you?
Record label and A&R's exactly what y'all did. We did hanging up posters, panning out stickers, hanging out with the people. Though I used to love it, and I think that's what really helped my name grow quickly was because I was so in the streets. Yeah. All of Southern California, I was really in the streets, out there with the people, seeing what the streets like to hear, seeing what the kids really wanted to hear that wasn't on the radio. Right. And I really bridged that gap, you know what I mean? So it was great being on the streets. I miss those days.
Yeah, nah, for real. I mean,
setting up tents, you remember that?
Yeah.
Setting up all kinds of
for
stuff.
Real. Touching the people, because now, you can run promoted ads, you know, we're in LA right now. You could touch the entire country with a promoted ad, but there's nothing like actually physically being there, seeing the people, setting up shop, and you know, doing grassroots marketing.
Grassroots.
You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, it was hard because I'd be up at the radio station with a dolly, taking things down, lugging things around, and that's what actually like got Big Boy's attention. Big Boy would always see me with the dolly, and he's like, "There she goes again with the dolly, Karen. Look at her putting in this work.
Yeah.
I like you." Like, you know, so they just saw me putting that extra work that had nothing to do with DJing.
Right.
And just made it happen.
Yeah, and just on that topic, you know, this is no sleeping in the trophy room, Charisma. This platform is all about motivation, sharing the information with people who are aspiring to, you know, do it just like you are. So how, just on the topic of, you know, Big Boy always seeing you working, how important is it for somebody to always put their best foot forward, you know, with an opportunity, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to my guy, Junior Moreno. He's actually Sour Milk's older brother. He's the one that hired me on the street team. He always used to tell me, like, even if you're at a Toyota and there's only 3-4 people there, you never know who one of those 4 people might be.
Absolutely.
So perform your best, be your best, treat people the best at all times, because you just never know, like, who's watching you.
Yeah, no, and that's a gem. You never know who's watching, you never know who's around, and you never know who's taking a liking to you.
Yep.
You know?
So yeah, definitely one of the gems.
Yeah.
I always remembered.
I want to get into analog versus digital. You know, I know we're from an era where there's records, there's crates, and now it's Serato, and you know, everything is online. So, is there anything that you miss about carrying crates? We were just talking about it before we started up, but do you have a preference? Do you prefer vinyl? Do you miss vinyl?
I definitely, there was a nostalgicness about vinyl. Like, you had to be special to be good at that time. And the same thing with the artists. They had to be really good.
Right.
Compared to now, it's way different. You know, and we as DJs have to learn to accept, okay, you know what? We may not feel this is the best musically, but for some reason, the kids love this shit.
Right.
So, you know, that's like the new school, but everything's so much easier to get now. So it makes our performance, like, especially when we do other things like corporate parties, it makes our life easier. Because you could download anything at the drop of a dime. Yeah. What do you want to hear? Like, let's go, and you can make your clients happy. You could, you know, you could play for your crowd. Yeah. So, but in the vinyl days, just that hunt, you had to go find records, you know what I mean? Like, if you couldn't find Tupac, I Get Around, you didn't have it at the party that night. What were you gonna do? You had to bring a CD player too and hook that up on the side and have all this stuff rigged up.
Got the CDJs.
But that was priceless, because that made us who we are. You know, it made the skill stand out.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just on the topic of like vinyls and digital, do you when you scratch, do you prefer, like, is it the same for you when you're scratching on vinyl versus digital?
I feel like for me, it was easy for me to accept the digital, and I got real used to it real fast. Gotcha. So I can use anything from the controllers to the CDJs or the vinyls. Like, you put anything in front of me, I'm good. Right. I can even DJ off my laptop with nothing. People trip out, like, no headphones, nothing. I've just really, because I was younger in the vinyl era, so I caught the tail end of it, you know? So I was ready to go into the digital era when it came. Got you. So I could do it on anything.
Many styles.
To me, it's all the same. Yeah. I really have no preference.
No, that's really cool. So, you know, you're a 2-time Female DJ of the Year, Global Spin Awards. Big shout out to Sean Prez.
Yes, thank you, Sean.
Super shout out to Sean Prez.
Global Spins, bring them back.
Word up. And at your acceptance speech, you said that you hope to see a female win other categories other than Female DJ of the Year. My question to you is, do you see yourself as a DJ, or do you see yourself as a female DJ?
That was the 3rd time I won the award, I think.
Got you.
That was the 3rd time I won it, and I think at that point, it being my 3rd time, I was looking out, and I'm like, everyone keeps telling me, like you said, when you think West Coast, when you come out here, more than most of the men, you hear charisma.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, yo, it shouldn't be about men or women. Like, next year, I want to be in the best DJ category. Or if not me, one of these other ladies. And I remember shouting out all the ladies that were nominated with me. Yeah. I'm like, that's what I really want to see next year. And I meant that 100%. So
yeah. No, I felt that too when I watched it. I was like, no, she means business.
Just like female rappers, we had a conversation about this the other day on Power 106. Like, the Grammys, they did the nods for best female rap, best rapper. How come not one female rapper is in the best rap category?
Right.
Why is that? I was just curious. Is that solely for men?
Yeah.
Are they really saying who's the best rapper? Because the past 3 years, females are really running the game.
Absolutely. No, that's a big fact.
And it just goes all across the board.
Yeah.
You know?
So we got questions.
We got questions.
We got questions and we got work for you, straight up. And that's a great point, and I salute you for that. So I want to get into quarantine, right? So quarantine put a lot of pressure on everybody's profession.
Ooh, yes.
How did it affect what you do, and how do you feel that some of the DJs and the whole entire like nightlife industry reacted to that?
It was a shock. Like we were all like, damn, because it literally happened with less than a month. And it was just all of a sudden everything we were so used to, our nightly paychecks, the clubs. We just really didn't think it was gonna go to this extreme, you know?
Right,
And when
even
it
the station.
happened, it just happened.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whoa, reality check. I think the first month was kind of like the hardest.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, just what's gonna happen next? Second month, it was like, okay, we gotta figure new shit out.
Yeah.
And by the third, fourth month, I think everyone started to figure out new shit. So there's a whole new world, a digital world. Like I've had so many virtual gigs, virtual concerts. Like I figured out new ways to do it, you know?
Yeah.
But one thing about me is I was already doing mix show. I've been doing mix show online for years. So I knew how to structure things. I knew how things go.
Yeah.
So that helped me. It helped me a lot. When this hit, I was ready. Some DJs had a really hard time. And I think they still are having a really hard time, kind of just sitting back waiting, like all the clubs are gonna open.
Right.
Like, even if they do,
yeah,
everything's gonna be different from now on. So you know the saying, you either get
adapt
with the times, you
or
adapt, or you get left behind.
No, that's a fact. And what about the DJ D Nice moment when he had like
that was big, yeah.
He had a whole bunch of people on his live.
Michelle Obama, Rihanna.
Yeah.
That shot him to another level for sure.
Yeah.
Good guy, nice guy. So that's dope.
Yeah.
And he just, he put a light on it. Like
I feel like that time really allowed people to either level up or just kind of be confused.
And it was a perfect time because everyone was just home, going out their minds, bored. That's when quarantine was super locked down.
Right.
And people,
Yeah.
We had people having fun again, dancing in their living rooms, and
I know
we showed our importance.
Me and my lady definitely were in the living room dancing to some IG lives, and just I really, if there's one thing that got us through that time, was music. You know what I mean? Like music was everything. So.
Sometimes you get bored watching the TV, the computer. Sometimes you just want to hear some music.
Nah, for real.
So that was cool.
So Carisma. So we run this segment on the show right here on No Sleeping in the Trophy Room. It's called Picture Me Rolling. Right?
Okay, picture me rolling.
Picture me
I like
rolling.
that.
So I did my due diligence and I went through your Instagram feed. I selected 3 posts, that I would love for you to break down for me. Let's start with these 3 right here. This Picture Me Rolling, DJ Carisma right here, No Sleeping in the Trophy Room.
Okay.
Talk to me about, let's go left to right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Let's start it up right here. What's that photo on the left about?
Me at 17 with my Jeep, my Iversons, my FUBU hoodie. Please. People say I've changed just because of my success, but it's cool. I know I'm the same OG.
Word up, word up.
Post that.
I felt you right there, but where were you at in life when that photo was taken?
When that photo was taken, I was in Minnesota.
Minnesota, okay.
Yeah, and I was 17. That was my first car. At least it was a Jeep Wrangler.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I just love Jeeps. I just, had my Iversons on. I was a big shoehead. I was a big time shoehead.
Word up.
That's me in that picture. Right there.
You could tell that, just based on what you told me right now, that you worked really hard for everything that everything that you had in that photo right there. So it's like, to me, when I saw that photo, I saw the rewards of hard work.
I worked since I was 15 years old, put myself through college. As soon as I was 17, had my own apartment after that, lived on my own ever since, Like, that's what I meant. Like,
Come on.
I'm still me. I'm just a hard worker. Anyone who knows me, so.
Believe that. So let's get right into that second photo. Talk to me.
We are children of grandchildren of descendants of immigrants. Everyone needs to check themselves. We're all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone who's in America, if you're not straight Native American, you're descendant too.
Yeah. No, that's real. And that's a real temperature check for the time. So you know, when I saw that post, I felt you. And, you know, we're here to tell our story our way. You know? So that's why we right here, No Sleeping in the Trophy Room with DJ Carisma.
Right.
So when I saw that photo, that quote post right there, I felt you with that one.
Definitely. Ken, the third one, it says platinum, West, 2011.
Yeah.
Dang.
Talk to me about that plaque right there. Where's that plaque lead to?
2011. That was my first plaque. That was the first song I broke on radio.
Right.
New Boys, you're a jerk.
No, but you know what?
That song actually got me my chance to be on the radio. I was killing it on Street Team.
Right.
I was talking to the music director, DJ E-Man at the time, and I was like, let me put these kids in front of you. Let me just let them perform at a basketball game, and let me just show you what's going on out here, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, okay. So we did a basketball game at Westminster High School, like 800 kids. It was packed, both sides, right? And he let them open up, so at halftime, he let them come out. As soon as I played the song, you're a jerk. You're a jerk. The entire gymnasium swarmed the gym floor and started jerking. And E-Man just looks at me like this. And then he's like, okay. And they ended up getting signed right after that. Like, he helped set that up. They got signed. Song blew up, blew their career up, and he actually gave me my chance on the radio, DJ on air. So that's what that plaque was.
So Carisma, I want to talk to you about, you know, just how you stay in the know, stay, you know, abreast with knowledge and talent. What are some of the things that you look for in artists, you know, when they're on the come up here?
I have like probably three things I look at. Like, one is just that natural tingle in my ear, like tingle in my soul. There's certain songs you just hear them, you're just like, whoa, like that shit's a hit. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then there's like, I'm good at watching and paying attention, whether I like something or not. I'm really good at noticing, like, this is gonna work. Watch, this kid's about to blow up. Watch, you know what I mean? So that's my second thing I really look for. And then the third thing is just, sometimes you just never know. Like, if someone you think they have talent, you know what I mean? You just gotta follow that gut feeling sometimes. And sometimes it works. That one's like a 50-50 category.
Right, yeah.
There's people I believe in so much and they just can't make it, you know what I mean? Like, I've learned that people gotta have star quality too, and it's not just talent, it's a lot. So that third category is that category. I just I see people I really rock with, and I'll rock with them for a while and kind of weigh it out and see if they got what it takes for the long run. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Mm-hmm. So those are my three things. Got you. That I try to.
Is there anybody that you're like tuned into right now? Is there who's somebody who's kind of piquing your interest right now?
From out here, there's an R&B artist I love. His name is Raven Justice. He's got like some amazing music. He's dope. Check him out. One Take, we have a lot of dope rappers out here, like One Take Jake, AZ Shike. They just got such a dope movement, you know what I mean, going on. New kid out of IE named Huheem. He's got like, and now TikTok is crazy because TikTok is a new way of breaking records, so I pay attention to that too now. Absolutely.
Very important.
Definitely, and he's going on that, and he's from the Inland Empire, so that's really big. He's got a song he's going. Who am I a big fan of? Like, I really like melodic cats. Like, I love Roddy. I've known Roddy for years too, so I'm so proud of him. Man. His sound is incredible. He's like gonna be big. Absolutely. You know, and I've also learned there's like levels to artist careers. Like, some of them are only gonna have that hit or two, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. You know, and some people are really gonna take it there, and that's rare. Yeah. You know, so there's a lot of good cats out here. Asia from Compton, she's amazing. She's coming up. Whew, there's
a lot to look out for.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
It's amazing. So, you know, here in No Sleeping in the Trophy Room, we like to give out what we call power plays. Okay. Advice for people who are, you know, looking to do it just like you are. What are some things that somebody should know about getting into DJing before they even make that decision?
If you want to DJ?
Yeah. Like, you know, I think something that you just need to know before you get into this. Before you get into this,
you know, just know what you want to do it for. Like, there's some guys that just want to get in it for the partying of it. Like, if you're gonna take this serious, just know it's gonna be hard, and it's a real grind and a dedication, especially to level yourself up in this thing. So, especially because DJing is so up and down right now. We're not treated like DJs were in the 90s. Right. As you know, we really got to stand out now.
And you know what? It's almost like the cup runneth over. It's like DJing is one thing, but you know what? You put out albums. You know,
Exactly.
you do so much more than that. So
you can't be a one-trick DJ. If you think you're just gonna come in and do strictly clubs, you could do that, but you're gonna hit a plateau real fast. You know what I mean? So I'm the type of DJ, I wanna be good at everything. Like I wanna produce, I wanna know how to put together clubs, I wanna know how to put together concerts, I wanna know how to DJ, I wanna know how to scratch, I wanna know how to mix, and now you gotta have good song selection, you gotta know how to read the crowd.
right.
You gotta be everything.
So who are some of the people that you're inspired by now that you that you watch what they do, and you aspire to kind of take it to that level?
What other DJs inspire me right now?
Right, DJs, individuals.
My brother Dre Sinatra, he inspires me every day. He's such a hustler. He's so good at networking around the world. Like he really showed me that that's so important. Right. Like networking with other DJs everywhere. You know, who else do I look up to? Everyone that gave me a chance, like DJ E-Man and Felly and all the East Coast DJs that show me love. Like DJ Self inspires the hell out of me. I love what he does. Drama inspires me.
Shout out.
You know, yeah, definitely. Shout out to all of them for sure.
That's amazing. So what can the people expect next? Is there another album you're working on? Is there some artists like I gotta know? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you know who else inspires me too? Nicki. Shout out to my girl Nicki Minaj. She inspires the hell out of me. Like she's been my favorite female rapper. And her career, like always listening to her music always made me feel like I was that of the DJ world for the women.
Right.
You know what I mean? I always felt because, 1 award, 2 award, 3 award. At one point I was like, man, that's me. I'm the Nicki of the DJs. Shout out to Nicki, man. Congrats on the baby.
Now, just when you said congrats on the baby, you just reminded me about a story that I read that you DJ'd throughout your entire pregnancy.
Oh yeah, I DJ'd all 9 months.
All 9 months of your pregnancy.
Yeah. Because being a DJ, you got no health care. You don't get health care. You don't get the regular benefits that a normal job would provide for you.
Right.
So there wasn't even an option.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't have no choice. I had to do what I had to do. And it was easy for me. I think it made having my baby a little easier because I was walking so much.
Okay.
For all the moms, they might know what I'm talking about.
Right up.
But yeah, I did grad night at Disneyland for 5,000 Bay Area kids, 9 months pregnant. Literally, and I rocked that bitch. Like it was incredible. So. And then after I had the baby, literally the weekend after, I had to do Powerhouse, because at the time I was running the street team, and I didn't get maternity leave.
Okay.
So like it was right back to work. Powerhouse, setting up stage.
Wow.
Making it happen.
The ultimate
Big ass
hustle.
Concert for 20,000 people. You know.
And
you can do it, ladies. You
yeah.
can do it. I had to do it.
For real. You heard it first. And your daughter's a DJ as well? Are you teaching her the
I try to teach her. She has no interest. She's a little TikToker.
Right,
She's a little dancer. She loves to sing and dance, and she's super girly. It's funny because I was such a tomboy growing up. I loved to be riding bikes and play sports, and so she loves to sing. And she's very creative though in her own ways. Though she's not into DJing yet. We'll see. Maybe when she's a teenager, she'll get into it finally. But she's always been around it.
Yeah, a lot of culture, a lot of music.
She could rock a mic.
Okay.
Like I take her to events sometimes and she'll rock a stage. Like she actually rocked at Cal State Northridge one time.
Really?
In front of like 1,000 kids. Got the mic, no fear.
You never
Got
know
up
that.
there, sounded good, sounded clear on the microphone. She was only like 6 years old.
Hey, look, the apple don't fall, but they say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
So she's definitely got something in her. I don't know what it is yet. She's still figuring it out. I'm gonna let her figure it out,
Only time will tell. We're gonna find out.
We'll see.
It's amazing. God bless, by the way.
Thank you.
So back to our question before that, what can people expect next from DJ Carisma?
Oh man, next, I really want to get more into the producing side. I feel like radio is I got it in my back pocket. You can catch me every morning on Power 106. I feel like I really want to focus on producing. I want to do more projects of my own, like Khaled. I really want to be that female Khaled. I feel like I am, but I really need to get there.
Right.
But I also want to get more placements, so I want you to hear my beats on other people's albums and just hear that tag. You're gonna start hearing that tag more often. And I'm really trying to break some artists now. I'm trying to like put together my own label. Cause I've helped break so many artists throughout the years, but it was just out of love and doing what I knew I had to do as a DJ, as a radio DJ, and being that platform for them. But now I want to be more involved and really help break some artists. Like Drama did Uzi and Jack Harlow.
Right, right.
So I really want to get into that. So you're going to see more of that.
Man, come on, let's go. I'm with it. So, you know, how we like to end these interviews, Carisma, is with your champion's mantra. You know, with champion's mantra is really just, you know, if we were in a locker room, you know, there would be a saying there that we slap the sign, we go run out on the field, you know, or if there's like a ritual or something that you live by that reminds you why you get up and do what you do every day. What is your champion's mantra?
It's actually just one word. It's a one word that I have written up, and every day I look at it, because to me it's like one of the most key words, and it's execute.
Word up.
Execute, execute, execute.
Yeah.
Get out there and execute. Because that's the only thing that's gonna get you to keep you going, get you to that next level.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't prove, you know, a point by what you're about to do. You got to go out there and go do it. So
Yeah, so that's my word that I have written on my little whiteboard.
That's amazing.
Execute.
Yeah. So, Carisma, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to sit it down with us right here. No sleeping in the trophy room.
No sleeping in the trophy room. I like that.
I look forward to everything you're about to do. Appreciate you for taking the time.
Definitely. Thank you for having me, because
sure.
that's what we do. Sleep is hard to come by in our world.
Absolutely.
If you really wanted a lot of sleepless nights.
Believe that.
You know, so to get those trophies, I like it.
Let's go. Appreciate you. One time, Carisma. Thank you.
I like it. Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You always have to keep going to another level. So I stand on the shoulders of my successes and my trophies, but I don't sleep in the trophy.